What's going on, my beautiful YouTube birds? I just finished watching Backlash with some of the community in the Discord, and I gotta say, it was a pretty solid show. I wasn't feeling the ending too much of the main event, but I did have a really good time, so we can talk about it for a little bit. I'll give you guys my thoughts, whatever. Uh, First things first, I'm rating the entire show a cool 4 out of 5. It was very enjoyable. I had a really fun time. The card was great. All the matches were really good. I got pretty much everything I wanted out of them. With again that exception being that finish for the Roman versus Jacob match, but we'll get there when we get there. First things first, we got that Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins match. I'm not beating the allegations about being on the creative team for WWE because I did call spots right before they happened, but I mean, you kind of know how these things go at WWE. They're a little predictable, but fantastic work in there. There was a really cool fast pace at the start, and then we had some really innovative or cool looking out of nowhere counters from Braun throughout it, and I thought that was like really fun, really dope, really entertaining to watch. There was a botch that I definitely noticed. It was kind of hard to not notice it, where Seth kind of tumbled and like fell on his neck or something, going for one of those little flippy dippy whirly moves, and I was audibly concerned for him because I don't. It'll be the little botches that get you out of there, but they pull it together. Fantastic sort of deal going on there. We did get the obvious interference from the Vision, and yeah, they kind of protected Seth in defeat there by making him take quite a few spears to go down and needing, to be distracted by the Vision for Braun to plot the win. But all in all, really good match. Really good physical hard-hitting shit. I liked it. Next, move on to the Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn sort of deal. I think this match was a great way to sort of solidify the heel slide for Sami, where he goes full dirtbag, full, dickhead mode, but he's still talking. He has a point. I love when the heel has a point where they don't see themselves as the bad guy, or they're not doing anything malicious out of, greed or anything like that, but it's just the way their perspective is, makes them the opposition. And I think Sami's doing great. He's super reliable, and I think it's good to have him in a program with Trick, where Trick can kind of get a lot of help or get some pointers and things from a veteran at this point. Sami's been wrestling for so long. Such an amazing guy in the ring, and they did a great job. Lil Yachty's selling. His selling run, I love it. He has my full stamp of approval. I've turned the corner on Lil Yachty's involvement. At first, I was going to get really annoyed with it, but he plays a really funny part in these matches, and I think he does a good job to making the offense look devastating. There was the obvious kendo stick thing going on there. We knew that was going to get involved in the match. Very good offense for both sides. I wasn't mad. It was really nice aggression from Sami to start. I had a feeling he was going to come out the gate on some really disrespectful offense, and he did not let me down. So I thought that was really dope. Love that match. The third match, the one that I was least expecting to have a good time with, but it absolutely floored me, was Danhausen and Minihausen versus The Miz and Kit Williams. They had the whole who will Danhausen's partner be. I know we got a lot of I guess reports or rumors that it was going to be someone famous or like a celebrity outside the scope of things like Jelly Roll. That would have been a huge miss. I think what we got here was a pleasant surprise. When the Minihausen first came out of that crate in the entrance, in the intro, I was like, ooh, what is this? I was whelmed. The crowd was dead. It was like, oh no, what did they do here? But I am glad to say the wrestling, the antics, everything that they did in that match won the crowd over. It was great. Danhausen has some fucking amazing offense, by the way. I haven't really seen him do any serious wrestling outside of WWE or beforehand or anything like that. So it was a genuine surprise for me. I loved it. Minihausen was able to do a whole lot of techniques as well. I was like, what on earth is going on here? I also want to give a huge shout out to Kit Wilson for how he protected Minihausen during a lot of spots. There was a moment where it looked like They might have botched an outside dive thing, but I would trust Kit over Miz to catch someone outside the ring any day. Still, it was fantastic. There was the bit where more Minniehausens came out of the crate after he was pushed into a little cloning machine or whatever, and we adored that. That was great. Absolutely awesome. We also got a skull crushing finale that looked devastating because the little dude got picked up. I thought that was funny as shit. Really, really good stuff here. And yeah, I wasn't expecting for a comedy match to be as engaging as it was, but man, that was such a good time. I think everyone being so invested and involved in it in the stadium was a plus. It was definitely a big plus for me. Next up, we've had the Joshi match in Io and Asuka, and man, this was my match of the night, easily my match of the night. I'm a huge fan of Joshi wrestling. I think the hard-hitting style from Japan there is just, it doesn't get represented often at all in WWE, because I mean, they don't have too many Japanese wrestlers or wrestlers from that style kind of clash as it is. But seeing Asuka in this light that I didn't get to see her in a while, where she's just like throwing these stiff moves and they're definitely landing. Her and Io are smacking the shit out of each other. Ooh, I loved it. The speed in which Asuka can get into some of these submission holds and everything, the counters, the offense was so wild. I loved it. There was a botch that I did notice where Io got a little bit too far on a moonsault. She was supposed to land within Asuka's grasp for a submission, but other than that, they did really good, and I'm very happy that Io did not risk everything with a fucking outside dive like she's known to. That freaks me out. Happy belated birthday to Io Sky, by the way, around the time of this record. But yeah, I was saying the biggest thing that could have happened with that match was an appearance or something from Kairi, but that was just kind of a pipe dream. And there was even a "We Want Kairi" chants during this match, which I definitely understand. A little disrespectful to the people in the ring. From one perspective, it's a little disrespectful, but halfway through, those chants were gone and people were locked the fuck in on what was happening in that match. It was absolutely crazy. I loved it. Fantastic. They went out there and they did the damn thing. And they reminded me why we don't see much Joshi wrestling in the regular product, because these girls were hitting each other very hard. Very cool looking stuff. Then we had the announcement of like a John Cena sort of belt tournament thing. I'm very interested in what we might see from this, the open challenge sort of deal. It's a fan voted thing. I'm sure we'll get more clarity and all that. He pretty much went down all the rules, but I didn't write any of it down. But I think it's cool. I think it's a fantastic way for us to kind of get glimpses at the next talent to be watching, where we'll have some kind of what if matches. I think the most interesting part about all of that is we do have the sort of pipeline or connection between TNA and NXT as well. So we might get some faces from places that we usually wouldn't get to see wrestle together, or we might get some reappearances from names that we've come to know and love that aren't exactly with the company proper right now. So I had my fingers crossed that we'll see some cool people that we might have had to say goodbye to in matches that might just be out of the blue, that get to give him a rub that we definitely we want to see on him. Cena also did a lot of lip service to a couple of the newcomers, and I find it kind of funny because I did make a video the other day saying that the future's in good hands. But man, when that crowd heard Obafemi's name and just blew the fuck up, I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that guy's a star. He's fucking over. You know it. You know he's a star. And then, of course, last, but I think my weakest match of the night, even though it wasn't a bad match, don't get me wrong, I think my my least favorite match was the main event with Roman versus Jacob. I called some type of shenanigans or, you know, interference from Jay and Jimmy, but the WWE showed restraint and there was no appearances or shenanigans from them in the match at all. Now, I did call before the match that Jacob would be doing some sort of like going berserk, or like he'd have a bug out moment where, you know, he flattens a lot of people, and we kind of get that with the fall off the match. So Roman did retain, but I think they are definitely making Jacob looked very strong, even in defeat. In the sense that it took a hell of a lot to get Jacob down, and even then he didn't stay down for long, and it had to be some sort of irregular interference in the regular match to get him beaten. But yeah, I like this aggression on Jacob. I love the offense. The match, it definitely was a solid match. Technically sound, awesome, very good to watch. I'd give like a 4-star, 4 out of 5. But that finish, that ending, it felt a little flat. It came out of nowhere to me almost. Just because we had that desperation from Roman, trying to get out of the tongue and death grip, and they've got that move looking terrified. he sold that chalet death. But I just feel like the ending came a little out of nowhere. I wanted a bit more. There could have been some more rising action after that, and I would have been perfectly fine with it. But they cashed it out with Jacob getting tossed into that turnbuckle and staying down. So that was that. But the fallout where he absolutely goes bananas. He beats the shit out of Roman, chokes him out, tosses a couple people around, does a Samoan drop on the ref, and even Adam Pearce gets blown up. I'm not sure if this will turn into like a Jacob is suspended angle to kind of keep him away from Roman, or if this turns into a Jacob starts to go up the ladder, destroying the other members of the bloodline, and MFTs, just to kind of establish that like these guys aren't even on his level before he inevitably crosses paths with Roman again. He seems very dead set on this Roman thing storyline wise, so the fallout still seems like he's going to, he'll be either the mouthpiece that is still keeping that story alive and kind of fanning those flames, or he's gonna be beating the shit out of his cousins for easy checks. Still, I do think the finish itself to the match was the weakest part of it. I did like the match all in all. I'm a weenie when it comes to Roman Reigns. I'm sorry. The cancer survivors get all my love. So. But still, it was great to watch. But yeah, overall, phenomenal show. I did not feel like my time was wasted too bad. This one is really a short card, really small card. Someone brought up that this is the first one in a while without like Rhea Ripley on it at all. And I was like, ooh. Ooh-wee. But how did you feel about it? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Are you a fan of the backing and the lashing? What was your favorite match if you watched it? Let me know. I am wrestled out. I'm not going to check out the AEW things. I hadn't been following that lately, unfortunately. But I made it. I made it through. I think it was okay. I've got a bonus Patreon with over 200 hours of content, so if you guys want some more reactions and whatnot from me, check that out. But I'll see you in the next video, so don't be weird. I mean it, don't be weird. Thank you so much to those of you that have made it over to the Patreon. I appreciate you.
Trouble, that's me. Cherry lips and bad energy.